Welcome on back, dreamers and new folk. This is a special edition of Rapid Run's Dream Race Recap. The Dream Races are intended to showcase individuals' talents ranging from musical opening acts to racing, speedrunning, and even the challenge runs of their respective game titles. The fourth event of Jumpstart January's Dream Races was a two-parter. There was a showcase of wild guns for the Nintendo Switch done by ArcTheLadder. Part 1 was an any percent run, and Part 2 was a Doris Boss Rush showcase. Commentary for this run was done by Junkyard Dave and FlibbityFlam. Let's see how it turned out. All right, so y'all go ahead and take it away, and you let me know when to hit the timer, and then I'll mute myself so y'all can have some fun here.
Cool. It's on character select, so we'll probably count down Arc.
Oh, I do have noise. There's just no noise at the title screen. Got it.
Yeah, there's for whatever reason no title music at all in this game.
Yeah, it's kind of strange.
Hey man, the resources went everywhere else. So.
Yeah, true.
All right, you good, Arc? Yep. Okay, so let's say 3, 2, 1, go, and then you can start. So we'll go 3, 2, 1, go. So yeah, Doris immediately sets herself apart. Good job, brain. Because you'll be able to see right off the start that she has kind of like this throwing explosive thing, but the gimmick with her is the longer that you charge it, the stronger that it gets. But the also interesting thing about her is her movement is really slow, but she's kind of got like this weird kind of like dash thing that Arc can do over and over. And you'll start to see it later on in like different stages, because the first stage is a little bit slow, but you'll see like how she can kind of like power dash really fast.
Yeah.
So she's this really unintended, or maybe intended, I don't know, basically like speedy bomb.
Was she thick too?
Yeah. So straight up, you literally see like, yeah. So the interesting thing about wild guns is you can see that there says time there, right? Every single time that he kills an enemy, it reduces second off the clock. And this is where Doris is a little bit different, but like if you shoot bullets or enemy projectiles coming towards you normally, it actually builds up your special bar. So the whole run is a weird combination of like intentionally shooting enemy bullets to fill up your meter, and then also killing enemies as fast as possible to obviously progress the game. And it's this really weird balancing act usually. But Doris doesn't really have to worry about that.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, the other characters have a very fine balance. Doris just destroys.
Yeah. So it's like the game automatically gives you like an auto-scroller type of thing, but gives you options on how to advance it quicker. And Doris is just like, yeah, we're just going to do this very fast.
Yeah. Yeah, she's absolutely crazy. And you'll literally see, like, the boss fights are amazing. Like, most of them came from Arc, and then I guess 𝐈 contributed a little bit too, but you can literally see the range of her explosives, like every single time that she's throwing a bomb and killing like 4 enemies, it's like 4 seconds off the clock. So yeah, it's really good. These blue guys, you want to kill them before they move around. They have a really long animation that they kind of like crawl around on the ground for. But this is where Doris shines. Like the boss fights for Doris are so good. And I really want to say something right now, but it's gonna spoil the boss rush, so I won't. But it's so good. So using a bomb like that grants invincibility, when it comes to projectiles. So that little gunfire didn't hit her because she was in the middle of using a bomb animation. And then there's another mechanic in this game where you can throw the lasso, which temporarily stuns enemies like that. So when they flash blue, they're in a temporary kind of like hit stun where they can't hit themselves and they move really slowly for a few seconds. Or they can't shoot you themselves, rather. So the first stage is pretty straightforward, it's easy. And then we enter, yeah, this is the newer stage. So in the reloaded version, there's an extra stage, which is this one. And in the Super Nintendo version, this one didn't exist. But Doris again, Yeah, they added some new stuff and they changed a couple of mechanics in the reloaded version. The biggest change probably being the lasso that was just there, because in the Super Nintendo version you could actually throw the lasso frame perfectly to like hit stun enemies and keep them in hit stun.
Oh.
Whereas this one you cannot. If you throw the lasso and it hit stuns somebody, then they'll move slowly, but they keep moving. Whereas in the Super Nintendo version, you never do that.
Man, Doris does work.
Yeah.
Oh my.
It's actually worth, like, after seeing this run, looking up the dog run, because the dog's not good.
Yeah.
So, kind of fails in comparison.
I mean, as speedrunners, we like things to go fast, and despite Doris's size, which I relate with, she is very quick.
Yeah, she is. It's actually worth noting as like a little nice Easter egg. The two main characters, as I said before, were named Annie and Clint. And in the character select screen, they're literally in order. So the dog's name is Bullet, and then the girl's name is obviously Doris. So it's like literally A, B, C, D.
Oh.
So I always thought that was, like I'm an English nerd, okay? I like stuff like that.
I mean, that's a nice little touch.
Yeah. So I don't know if it was intentional if they did that, because Bullet and Doris didn't exist obviously in the Super Nintendo version.
Mm-hmm.
So that screen in particular, this is the glitch that he was talking about. If you destroy this snake, I forget how it works, but there's a way that you can destroy this snake. They're like, okay, there you go, and they both die. So normally these snakes that appear on screen, they take forever and they have like this really long animation.
Yeah.
So killing, I guess, one snake like that, well, it's hit stunned while the other snake is nearby. It just gets rid of both of them like that, and you don't have to wait for that animation.
Oh, wow.
So these blue guys, again, super annoying.
Nice little crawling animation, like you said. Just want to stay on the screen forever.
Yeah. They had invincibility in the Super Nintendo version. I think they have invincibility in this version, but I'm not 100% sure. This boss is very particular. He has to kind of pay attention to like the left and right side arms as they come out like that.
Yeah.
Or not if you're Doris, it just dies so fast.
Yeah. Or not, you can just keep hucking grenades until...
Yeah. Dude, look at that character sprite, like actual tank.
Yeah.
Alright, so we're entering the gold mine. This, in the Super Nintendo version, was the home of the worst enemy in the entire game. The boss is a crab, and it's really horrible. I guess we'll get there when we get there, though. The rest of the gold mine...
crabs being terrible enemies.
Always, dude. Like crabs and birds and bats. Like these are like the staple jerk enemies in video games. What's a good enemy?
What's a good enemy? Blobs. Slimes.
I guess they're pretty friendly.
Predictable.
Yeah.
So he's taking care of enemies before they even get on screen, basically, then, huh?
Yeah, that's the power of Doris, because she has like that splash kind of explosion.
Yeah.
Other characters really have to like aim the gun and like take care of enemies like one at a time. So you can see here, like the lasso in effect again, where it's like slowly kind of walking along.
Yeah.
So the weird thing about the gold mine is, I would say, it's one of the easier stages actually. The crab is just an enemy that sucks.
Yeah.
And the crab sucks because when we get to the crab has like a weird way of working. So basically in the Super Nintendo version anyway, you could lasso the crab, and every 50 damage that you do, the crab would hide literally for like 12 seconds, and he became basically almost invincible. and it was a really huge time loss. But the problem with the Super Nintendo version is you could keep lassoing the crab, keep him in hit stun, and let's say if he did, you know, like 200 damage, I think he had like 222 health or something like that. When he came out of the hit stun, he would actually hide 4 times in a row. So he could like hide on you for like 30 or 40 seconds because it actually stacked like that.
So that's something you don't want to drop if you're playing the Super Nintendo version.
No, and the crab kill in this one is really cool. So we'll see if Art gets it, because it does involve a lasso again, and very specific timing. Because you really want to lasso the crab like frames after it's done like being hit stun. And then he just goes crazy.
Wow.
And see, the best part? There you go.
Wow.
That lasso. Literally that lasso, getting hit and then throwing a bomb like right before it. I don't know if that's intentional or not, but I know that it's like in the boss rush or whatever, I think.
It's like you wouldn't even know he hid in his shell there.
It's a safe strat. Okay. Yeah, no, it's a very specific.
Or else, so, like, say the music in this game is pretty top tier.
It is. A lot of good tracks in this one. Especially the last one, the last stage rather. So another thing, I guess a couple of things to note here. This is another exclusive stage in the Reloaded version, so there's 2 extra stages.
Mm-hmm.
And then on top of that too, he hasn't died yet, but death in this is actually extremely punishing, because if you game over, you get sent back all the way to like the first part of the stage. So,
that's not great.
No. But he keeps piling up lives. You start with 2, so he's gained 6 lives already, and he hasn't died yet. So that again shows basically the mastery that he has over this game.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's like any section that he actually fears. It's just like at this point, everything is so good about it.
When you run a game for so long, it's more so this part is annoying rather than a run killer.
Yeah, that's true.
Poor guys on the tricycles just trying to deliver balloons.
What though, man, if those balloons are full of poison? And he was trying to deliver them to kids. Like, Arc is a hero, okay?
I agree with that. You're right. You're right.
Just because you're holding a balloon doesn't make you a good guy.
You're right. I was assuming. I'll take that back.
Poison balloons.
Poison balloons, everyone. Poison balloons.
So the boss coming up is very particular as well. There's a lot of, again, kind of like specific movement. Mm-hmm. And I guess another thing that's worth noting in this game is those little purple dots kind of like by his health bar and stuff, or not his health bar, sorry, his live bar, are actually bombs. So bombs are very limited. And I'm pretty sure they're frame-based drops both in Reloaded and Super Nintendo, so you can't really count on them from dropping. So it automatically creates like a limited resource. Bombs are incredibly useful in this game, only because they hit through basically like some invincible animations, like when the crab's hiding.
Yeah.
And then the other thing that they do is they basically make you safe when it comes to like enemy bullets. Like if there's a bullet that's about to hit you or an animation that's about to hit you, pretty much like 100% of the time if you throw out a bomb, the bomb will eat that animation, you'll be safe.
Ah, okay.
So enter amazing boss theme again. This is again kind of like a very choreographed fight, very specific in his movement and how he deals with this boss. And that little flash was like the V trigger, so he's invincible right now, and the meter charges a lot faster, and it does more damage. So he basically built that meter up for this specific boss fight, and it's great.
Yeah, that was fantastic.
So this is weirdly, I would say in the Super Nintendo, one of the worst stages. Well, not one of the worst stages. It's a weird combination again. The stage itself isn't too difficult, but then this has probably one of the worst bosses when it comes to RNG in the entire game. both in Super
So of course
Nintendo.
you save it for last, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I think the way that was. Oh, look at that dodge. I thought that bullet was gonna hit Arc.
Yeah, I thought so too.
What did they call Jackie Gleason? Twinkle feet or something?
Twinkle feet, yeah.
No, twinkle toes, I think, right?
Twinkle toes, yeah, no, that's right.
Yeah, there you go. Arc is twinkle toes.
Light on his feet.
Dude, I think I really was born in 1920.
Yeah. we just got old souls, man. That's what we got. We got old souls.
Like, who else is a 30-something in chat that even knows who Jackie Gleason is? I think I broke some age.
I feel
barriers there.
attacked right now.
Whatever. Okay, there you go. CK knows. Alright, dude, we're all old apparently.
Yeah, we're all old. We love retro. It's because the games are good. It's as simple as that.
Love Jackie Gleason apparently. So yeah, Arc's gonna do very specific farming here too. You see like the turret shooting and he throws the lasso. If the lasso goes into the bullets like that, it fills your meter. So there's very specific moments when you're kind of stuck like this and you're waiting in terms of like he'll damage the turret to kind of get rid of it so it's not shooting as frequently. And then he'll throw lassos into it at very specific intervals to kind of build his meter that way.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so that'll prepare him for the final stage where he'll probably activate V-Gun to get rid of the final boss. So there's a very strategic element in how you raise your meter for this entire run. And literally it's all choreographed on the Super Nintendo version and the reloaded version. It's like straight up
I see.
a very specific way that you build the meter. So this boss coming up, you really want to lasso him and reduce his movement, otherwise he flies around everywhere. So you can literally see how big of a pain he became already.
Yeah, that this guy already seems annoying.
Yeah, no, he is
And we
extremely
take
random
that.
in all of his movements. So Arc opting to throw some bombs there to get rid of him. I don't know optimally how many bombs he wants to enter the final stage at, but yeah, throwing bombs, like if you mess up that fight, is probably a smart way to do that.
Oh, we got you, Art. It's like bomb
Yeah.
is actually better for the other characters,
Yeah.
but he did mess up.
Yeah, Doris's damage is just too good, I think. So I always thought this strat was kind of cool. You get rid of both of these robots basically at the same time. Normally they're a little bit hard to kind of pick off together like that.
But Doris just doesn't seem to care.
No, she don't care, man. You see that weapon? Literally
Yeah.
that laser on the ground? She doesn't need lasers, she doesn't need anything.
She does. I have grenades. This is all I need.
So you can start to see Arc will fill a little bit of meter. He'll probably fill the meter on the next screen because there's like a turret there.
So does
but-
the meter fill whenever you kill an enemy? I'm guessing then, yeah.
No, actually it does not. So
Really?
it only fills if an enemy is shooting a projectile at you and you shoot the projectile. So in this game, if an enemy shoots you, you have the reaction time anyway.
Yeah.
So like those little blue flashing bullets, if you shoot the bullet
I
before it
see.
hits you, it adds to your meter. So the way that this is choreographed, both in the Super Nintendo version and the reloaded version, is you're going to enter the final screen, which is the next screen coming up before the final boss. There's a turret at the very end. I'm assuming he'll do that also, or maybe he'll fill it. I'm not sure how he does it with Doris, but he's gonna fill the meter like 1 or 2 shots away, and then in the final boss, he'll activate it. So he'll get V-Gun for the full thing. Because the problem if you activate V-Gun before the final boss, or on like the screen and then you transition into the next screen, is the V-Gun basically loses like 70% of its meter and it cancels. So
Oh,
you can't carry it between screens.
I see. Oh, I'm seeing it now. Hitting those shots out of the air. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's two ways you can farm for the meter on the screen. Like these little bullets. Not these guys shoot, but the other ones, and then these guys. So he's just gonna kill them. He's not gonna wait for them to shoot. Or he did actually farm a little bit there. And then there's a turret coming up that he'll probably kill. So I think he'll just straight up kill it. Ooh, okay. Not that Doris is in any trouble with 9 lives here, but...
Yeah, see, he didn't get... He did exactly what you said. It accidentally activated. And...
Yeah, no, you're in a pretty good position with Doris when it comes to this final boss. It's a little bit more tricky.
But Doris just don't care.
No.
Doris is
GG.
gonna be fine. GG.
Yeah. So that would have been a little bit quicker with V-Gun, but that's okay.
That's still super fast, even
It is,
without
like
it,
this,
though.
it's so fast. This run goes by so quickly.
I didn't even realize that was like 20 minutes. Like that,
No.
that was crazy fast.
Yeah. No, Arc is so good at this game. Again, guys, definitely check him out. Like he's actually good at a lot of games, but this one in particular is just like total mastery.
It just didn't matter.
Wow. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, right. Wow.
See, Posty understands. Faster than a poison balloon death.
Yeah.
I was even slow on the timer there. That was so fast. I was like, no, okay. Wait, oh! Get over
Yeah.
there, quick! Yeah,
See, and I think that's the... Yeah, no, I think that's legitimate. Like, this run is, like, paced well, where both from, I think, the running point of view, but also from, like, the viewing point of view, it just... time passes in a very good way.
All right, let's get to this boss rush, too. Okay, let me kill the timer. Let me up...
Yeah, you actually don't need a timer for the boss rush, because it uses in-game time.
Oh, cool. Even better.
But you'll literally see it. So the really cool thing about this boss rush is bombs are limited right from the start. So you have to very selectively use, and you don't get bombs back, I think, for the most part. So it's a very resource thing. And you literally see 3.53.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so to put the boss rush into perspective, every other character is like 4 minutes slower.
Wow.
Yeah, I love the boss rush. This is honestly like one of the best things I think I've seen just in speedrunning in general. Like it passes by so quickly, but at the same time, like everything is so perfect about this.
And then that was 7 seconds.
Yeah, like the resources, like everything is so perfect. I really like the idea of, again, the boss rush being showcased, just because it's just really good. And this jellyfish is annoying.
Jellyfish always are, aren't they?
Yeah.
Then here we go with Crab Boy again.
Okay, that was smart. That was a smart recovery.
I was like, I feel like he missed the first lasso, but he got into it on the...
He did, but he waited to throw, I think, the second lasso to make sure that he didn't, like, activate the crab to shoot. Because the crab actually has a lasso of himself, believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah. So he can freeze you, and then he can have, I think, 2 different shooting patterns before he gets weak. But if you shoot the crab and you hurt the crab really a lot, see, that's how that guy's supposed to go.
Yo, that was a really good fight, yeah.
But if you shoot the crab too much, he changes attack patterns, at least in the Super Nintendo version. So I'm assuming it's the same when it comes to the reloaded version. So he has different attacks, and that's a little bit harder to last one, because he shoots more bullets. So again, bombs are limited, you don't get them between screens. So it's very particular in how you kill all these bosses.
Just don't blink, people, because the bosses just fly by.
I always literally thought that the boss rush was just It's really cool. Like there's not a lot of modes like this in like just video games in general.
Yeah.
And I really wish there was, because the cool thing about running, I think, a boss rush is stuff like this.
Yeah.
It's a perfect UCV gun there. And then that's it. We're at this guy.
No way.
See, easy.
And just like that.
A minute and 30 seconds.
That's actually insane.
Yeah.
That is so fast.
Very, very, very cool. So again, literally every other character is like 4 minutes slower than Doris. Like
That's crazy that they're that much slower too.
Yeah, she's the damage output can't compare. Yeah.
Arc, you did good. Your
Very
thumb
good.
killing you is fantastic. You get to rest it now.
There's literally parallel comments there. It says my
Yeah.
thumb is killing me, and there is smoke coming off that controller.
Yeah.
Almost sent at the exact same time.
Yeah. It's an amazing showcase.
Yeah, very, very cool run. This is a very cool run. I would implore, like, I have a soft spot for wild guns because I'm still second in hard mode and I think second in co-op or something on the Super Nintendo version. But whether you pick Super Nintendo version or like the reloaded version, like, super cool run. It's very underrated and I hope more people check it out.
I agree. Big GGs. Yeah, I've only ever seen this run like maybe once or twice. And
Yeah,
like
I'm hoping that
it's
Arc
such a
submits it to-
sleeper. Yeah.
It is. As Arc was saying, it says Doris has very little RNG spots, so it's a good run if anybody wants to try it. So these are the credits. They're modified from the Super Nintendo version. We didn't get to see Doggo in the real game, but we see Doggo there hanging out on the cliff. He's a hero like everybody else, okay? And that giant robot is actually part of the dog. It's not like a third, fifth character, because I can count.
What are numbers?
Yeah, the dog and the robot are a pair. So
Okay.
Sherry Snow and Cece, what a marketing team!
Right? They should have done better.
Yeah, like I actually had this game on Super Nintendo as a kid, and I promise you, this is what every single conversation went my entire life. It's like, hi, I have wild guns. What is wild guns?
Yeah, what is Wild Gun?
And then it became like one of those games that's like $200 loose, which is probably way more now. But like everybody was like, they slept on it. They honestly did. Natsume made so many cool games back then, like Lufia 2 and Harvest Moon. But
Big
Lufia
Woo,
2.
Jen.
Lufia 2 and Harvest Moon, great titles right there.
yeah, but
Yeah.
they were slept on back then too.
Yes, big time. All right, though. So that's it. What a crush.
CC is
Yeah, Ark, you
everywhere.
crushed that. That was insane to watch. I didn't even know that like that time went by. I had no idea. It was like a fever dream.
Wow.
Yeah, Flawed Red is Ark's name there. You can literally see it.
Yeah, there he is.
Can you believe maybe he's on the high score, the high
Yeah.
scores?
No way. No way, no how, right? Look at all those categories. That's awesome. Stunning and got in his way to an awesome finish. Ark really outdid himself with that display. Found this exciting? Our next live event for Dream Race will be Mad Rush March on Tuesday, March 9th at 8:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 11:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Want to watch live? then you can dream with us at twitch.tv/General Andrews. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe.